Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Alexis for anybody who doesn't know. Welcome if you're new, or welcome back if you have been here before. I am the author of A Journey into Truth, Unveiling Life's Secrets for Truth Seekers. This is my proof copy. This book talks all about the last 6 years of my life, the things I've experienced, the adventures I've been on, and some of the life lessons and teachings I have learned along that journey as well. If you're interested in learning more about my book, you can always visit my website at www.vibratecreate.com, or you can also find me on Instagram at Vibrate2Create, and on there sometimes I post sneak peeks of things coming. Here on Vibrate to Create, I talk about all things spiritual and metaphysical. I also talk about my own personal life experiences, the things I have learned from those experiences, and the life philosophies I've come to because of them. I also make reaction videos to things like spiritual teachers, spiritual teachings, and also sometimes motivational and inspirational videos. I also make entrepreneurial videos letting you guys know how to self-publish your own books. In today's video, I'm going to let you guys in on my process of making my own first low-content books. So coming out with my actual book, A Journey into Truth, Unveiling Life's Secrets for Truth Seekers, I am also going to be releasing 3 different journals. So the first journal this is the first journal that I got the proof copy of. So 2 of them are called the Dreamer's Journal. So there is the Dreamer's Journal Part 1, the Dreamer's Journal Part 2, and the last journal is called A Journey into Truth, Unveiling Life's Secrets for Truth Seekers, the Companion Journal. So in part 1 of the Dreamer's Journal, it does not look exactly like this. It looks a little bit different. Maybe I'll show you guys here. But in part 1, it's going to be about last night's dreams. So it's going to be a place where you can record your dreams when you wake up in the morning. I have always been very interested in dreams and if they have messages, and if the subconscious mind is trying to communicate with us, or if it is our spirit guides or spirit trying to communicate with us. So I'm very interested in dreams, and so that's why I really wanted to make a journal about it. The Dreamer's Journal Part 1 is about last night's dreams. The Dreamer's Journal Part 2, which is this one, this is all about tomorrow's dreams. So it is a place where you can kind of hone in on what are your dreams, what do you want to manifest in your life, or what do you want to create in your life, what are your goals, what are your bucket list items. And this one is pretty cool, so I'll show you some of the pages. So some of it changed a little bit, but this is pretty much what it looks like. So this is for individual dreams and goals, and then there's a place to write down what the dream is, how you'll feel when it happens, the steps it would take to get there, so like a little list, how long you would need to make this dream happen, why it's important to you, how your life would improve, the skills or knowledge you would need to actually make that dream real. So if you want to be a public speaker, going to an improv class and speaking in front of people, or going to Toastmasters. So that would be something you would write here. So it's kind of like getting your mind thinking about, how do I complete this? What are the steps? What are the journey steps to actually get there? And then this says, I will know I have achieved this goal when, for example, I will know I have achieved this goal of writing a book when I can hold the book in my hand for the first time. So something like that. And then the last thing is, one thing I can do this week to move closer to making this dream a reality. So it's almost like pre-planning, or getting the mind to think about the first step it would take, because every single journey in life, every single venture begins just with one tiny idea, one little step. And this book is just the first step, which is actually thinking about those things. So that's one part of the book. There's also parts where you can see, this is the bucket list part. And I formatted this whole thing on my own, and I'm so proud of it. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did it. It's pretty cool. And then I also created a place for annual dreams, and even places where you can add photos, illustrations, or almost like a vision board but in a book form. And so I'm like a very sentimental person, and if you can't tell, like I cry all the time, but I have like a scrapbook, and I also have a lot of these like fill in the blank journals too, and I love them because it's something you can hand down to somebody, or it's something you can look back on many years from that moment and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I wrote down I wanted to make that happen. It's almost like looking back at the very first step once you finally get to the actual goal, and realizing that anything is possible because it just began with one tiny little step. So that's why I really wanted to make this book. Now, the companion journal, like I said, I'm still working on that, so I'm not gonna tell you yet. But I'm gonna start screen recording here so I can let you guys see what's on my screen. So these covers I designed on my own. With my actual book, I did not design this cover. This one I wanted to outsource to a professional so that I could get something that looked like it was traditionally published, that looked professional, that looked like something I was really proud of. So this one I did not want to try and figure out how to do myself. But with these ones, I decided I wanted to do it on my own, and I think they came out pretty cool. So I wanted my color scheme for my business, I decided on the colors black, white, and blue. And so that's kind of why these guys are this color, and I also wanted it to go well with the book. And so this is just the proof copy, so this one has changed a little bit, the journal, but like actually seeing them together, like I feel like they look good together. Like I could see this sitting on somebody's desk, you know, or like next to their bed when they're sleeping and they wake up and they're like, oh, I'm gonna read a little more of that book and then write on my journal. Like, it's so cool to think someone could have this next to their bed. But so I'm screen recording here, but as you can see here, this had little corners, and it was also not directly where the spine should be. It's a little bit too far to the left. So this one has, let me close this part so it's a little bigger. So it has evolved because I got the proof copy, and I decided to kind of move this a little bit over and also make sure the spine is the correct size. I also changed this up so you can see, okay, you can see right here, the Vibrate to Create here is off of the side, and it's also really tiny. So I decided to take out the words and to just keep the butterfly logo, which is also only on the book spine too. And then I decided to change up this part here. So on here it changed to look a little bit different, and also to have the website on there. And like these little lanterns, I changed it up so it had one with a moon. So it definitely evolves over time. This is the part 2 that or the part 1 actually. This is the last night's dreams. And I wanted them to look a little bit similar but also different so that they can be differentiated. So you can see the first one has the blue here, and the second one, it's kind of like inverted colors. It's more gray with the blue as well. But I think they look really, really cool, and I think they're gonna be like really cool to see next to each other. And so I wanted to specifically show you a little bit about how you can make your own cover in Canva. In case you wanted to make a low content book as well, like a journal or like a gratitude journal or something like that, or a log book, then maybe this would be helpful to somebody. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna format the interior first. That is because you need to know exactly how many pages is going to be in your low content book, or in your book if you're going to be like making a cover for an actual book. You need to know how many pages you have inside the book, and it cannot change because that means the spine would change and the back would have to also change, and the dimensions of the book would change. So you want to have that complete first. After that, you go to this website called bookow.com. You go to KDP cover template generator, and this is for if you are uploading your low content book to Amazon KDP. And you would type in the width of your book. So for example, mine were 5.5 by 8.5. In my book there was 200 pages, so you would type 200 or however many pages you have. and then however, like what color paper you want, and that will also change things up. So make sure you want to choose the specific one that you want. Mine, I decided for white just because I think it would look better for a journal. And then you could write down your ISBN number or the price that you want it to have on the actual ISBN. And then you can see it has PDF and PNG already like marked for you, but if you wanted it in different like formats, then you could mark those as well. So after that, type in your email address. It'll get sent to your email. So the actual template gets sent to your email. And now, let me stop recording. But this is what the email would look like from Bookout when you ask for a template. So here it says, "Hi there, please find your cover template attached to this email." And it lets you know of the attachments. So you would go here, you would download the actual template. Okay. So once you download the template, you go into Canva. So you can see after you downloaded it, I just pressed the button to make it a little bit larger so you can see what it would look like. So once you download it, it will let you know exactly what the dimensions are. So here it says page layout equals full size bleed. So the full cover size including the bleed would be 11.696 by 8.750. So you're going to take these dimensions. You're going to go into Canva. Let me create a new one. I just begin this way. So go to book cover. Then you're going to go here to resize. You're going to resize it to the dimensions it gave to you, which in my case, what was it? 11.696. So 11.696 by 8.750. Now you can see it says pixels here, so you're going to want to change that to inches because we're putting in the inches. Why is this not correct? Oh, it changed it up. Let me redo this. So 11.696 11.696 by 8.750 inches. So copy and resize. Just resize. So this app is not free. So like I was saying, Canva is not free. There is a free trial period. So if you wanted to do like one cover and you wanted to like knock it out in a day or two or something, then maybe just doing the trial period for that time period would be good. But I pay for it monthly, and I think it's about $12 per month. So it is not free, but it is a very useful tool for things like making Instagram posts with your business colors, or editing things, or making flyers or presentations, all kinds of things. So also some of my YouTube thumbnails, I use Canva as well. So it's a very useful tool for me. Now, once we resized it, let's say we upload the template, okay? So there the template is uploading. We put it here. We resize it to actually fit onto the book. So see, now you can see it's letting you know how big the spine has to be, how big the cover has to be, and how big the actual back has to be. And the red lines will let you know what parts may be cut off, or where the spine ends, or where the page ends. But the whole thing needs to be filled up. So let's say I'm gonna just make a whole template here for a second so you guys can watch. Let's see. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place. Okay. or let's say I wanted it to have a black background. You would resize this to cover the whole thing. And what you could do is you can always, you can always click on it, click on this part, and so I had to detach it from the background because I want it to be on top of this black here, so I can still see where it ends and when it begins. So the black is there, and let's say I wanted to have something celestial. Let's see. This is kind of cool. Let's do that one. Oh no, let's do this one here. That's interesting. Yeah, that's a really cool one. I like that one. Okay, so we resize it, put it to wherever we want it. Or actually, let's make sure, let's make this just the front cover. So I'm gonna send this black backwards, or actually send this forward, send the black to the back, send this backwards behind this part. So resize this so it's like this. Now you can see where the front cover needs to end and where it needs to begin. So let's say like that. And then let's say I wanted to have some kind of words on the front. So I want to make and that's kind of cool. So it's not gonna look perfect because it's just kind of something quick so you can see. So you're gonna have to go through, figure out what you want the book to look like, what kind of aesthetic you're looking for, play with the colors, play with what looks good. So there's a lot of design choice that goes into making a book cover. So these ones, it took me quite a while to figure out how I wanted it to look, but it's all through trial and error. It's all about just learning as you go. So we're just gonna leave it like that for right now. So there's that. You would go here to text to add some text. Or let's do a specialized text actually. Something cool. And with this, you can change the colors from right here. So let's do, we're gonna do greens for this one. And with this one, let's do a darker green. No, I like it inverted. I like the darker on top. And then you can change the text by double tapping, and we'll make this a, I'm just gonna type in my notebook, just something simple, because it's not a real actual book, but obviously it's gonna change for you. So we go here, change up the sizing, too small. So they were kind of a little too far from each other, so what I could do is just add a new text box. And then you can like go here, put in different kind of font. Like that one is pretty cool. So it could be a little bit different, a little funky. So there's my notebook. You could type in like your name. You could type in, like for mine, I have my name here. I have the part 2 part. This has changed a little bit, but I have the subtitle there. So, and like I said, these little corners, I took them out because they were not centered, and I also just didn't really like how they looked. But so you would do that, then you would add in your spine. So there's all kinds of ways that you could do this. So it's all about just figuring out how you want it to look and playing around with it. So for the spine, for these, what I did was I went like this. I typed in black rectangle. So go like this, put it at a 90-degree angle so it's completely sideways. You can pick it up this way. There's a one where you can actually resize it differently, but maybe this one's better because it's thinner. So we'll do this, put it at 90 degrees, and then resize. So that it lines up specifically. Send it backwards so it goes behind this. You can recolor it. So let's say we want this part to be black or gray. And then let's say we wanted to just keep the same front and put it on the back. You can copy and paste and then put it right where it belongs. You can send it backwards so it goes behind the spine. And for this, you can also flip it horizontal so that the book kind of has the front and back looking in a different direction. You could flip it upside down if you wanted to. And so this kind of looks like a composition notebook, which is a low content book you could make if you wanted to. But you could also make the back all black, so it just depends on your personal preference. And I think I want to change this to make it a little bit lighter. Just gonna leave it like that. Can resize and then move stuff around. So that's pretty much a cover. It's a simple cover. It didn't take me very long. I've only been recording the screen for about 14 minutes and that was pretty easy. So after this, you would, there's this little button up on the top right corner that I can't press because the screen record button is there. But so I'm going to stop screen recording for a second to press the download button. And let me start screen recording again. Alright, so when you press that download button, you can choose what kind of file you want or need. Now, when you're uploading to Amazon KDP, it will not, I'm pretty sure it will not take PNG. So I always do PDF print. So you press the PDF print button, download. Now it's downloading. Okay, your design was saved in your download file. Yo, I'm gonna be a freaking vlogger. What? Whoops. Okay, so now it's downloaded. So now we have to go to KDP.